Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be exploring The Destiny of Wealth, a Chinese book all about building wealth and avoiding common pitfalls.
Yeah,
Apparently, it all starts with 6,000 yuan.
that's right. The book claims that even 6,000 yuan can be a foundation for significant wealth. It's about demonstrating that. Even a small sum, managed wisely, can grow into something much larger.
Okay, so not a magic number, but more about the principle of starting somewhere. I'm curious to unpack that more. But first, what else makes this book unique?
It focuses on the mindset and strategies of real people who achieved financial success. It's about understanding the why behind their actions, not just the what.
I love that. Learning from real-world examples is always more engaging. Speaking of real-world events, the book uses the 2020 economic downturn as a jumping-off point, right?
Yes, it highlights how the downturn impacted people differently, creating three distinct groups: those who lost everything, those who remained stagnant, and those who thrived.
So it's about how different people navigate the same economic conditions. What does the book say about those who thrived?
It introduces the concept of the M-shaped society, where the middle class shrinks and wealth concentrates at the top and bottom. Those who thrived during the downturn, according to the book, actively chose the path leading to the upper echelons of that M.
That makes sense. It's about recognizing opportunities, even in challenging times, and making choices that lead to upward mobility. Now, the book also delves into the dangers of the I can't afford it mentality, which it calls ocha. Tell me more about that.
Is more than just a statement about affordability. It represents deeper issues like fear, lack of knowledge, and limiting beliefs about money. It can become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I can see how that would hold people back from making smart financial decisions. Does the book offer any examples of this?
It tells the story of a young man who constantly used Oko as an excuse to avoid investing, even when presented with potentially lucrative opportunities.
So he was letting fear and self-doubt dictate his actions. What happened to him?
He eventually stumbles into real estate investment, almost by accident, and realizes that what he thought he couldn't afford was actually within his reach. The real cost of Keeg for him was the missed opportunity for growth.
That's a powerful example of how limiting beliefs can prevent us from reaching our full potential. The book then contrasts this with a young woman's story, right?
Yes, she's struggling financially, and also uses "I can't afford it" to justify her inaction. The book highlights the real cost of her inaction by comparing her to someone who made consistent, even small, investments, particularly in the stock market.
So it's demonstrating the power of compound interest over time, even when starting with limited resources.
Exactly. It's about highlighting the long-term consequences of our financial choices. The woman's story serves as a cautionary tale about the potential downsides of inaction and the missed opportunities for building wealth.
The book also uses a case study about 6 categories of people who sold water filtration systems, each with different income levels. What's the point of this case study?
It dissects the mindsets and financial habits of each category, revealing the stark contrast between the top earners and those struggling. The top earners focused on spotting opportunities, long-term thinking, and maximizing profits.
So it wasn't necessarily about starting with more money, but rather about their approach to finances.
Exactly. They had a different mindset, one that embraced opportunities and calculated risk-taking.
That seems like a crucial element in achieving financial success.
Yeah.
Does the book offer any specific examples of how these top earners identified and capitalized on opportunities?
It highlights the story of a young woman who consistently invests a specific amount in the stock market every month, regardless of market fluctuations.
So a disciplined and consistent approach to investing. What were the results?
She achieves financial independence much earlier than she expected, thanks to the power of compound interest. It underscores the principle that slow and steady wins the race in wealth building.
Consistency seems to be a recurring theme in the book. It's not about getting rich quickly, but about making smart choices over time.
Yes. It emphasizes building sustainable wealth through patience and discipline, rather than chasing get-rich-quick schemes.
The book then moves beyond the stock market and talks about finding lucrative opportunities in everyday situations, right?
It emphasizes the importance of observation, critical thinking, and calculated risk-taking. For instance, it tells a story of someone who observed the habits of a successful business owner, identified an unmet need, and turn that observation into a profitable venture.
So being observant and open to possibilities can lead to unexpected financial success. What else does the book suggest in terms of finding opportunities?
It emphasizes leveraging your existing skills and knowledge.
Okay, so instead of looking outward for opportunities, sometimes the best path is to look inward. What are some examples from the book?
It features people who transition from employees to entrepreneurs by applying their expertise in teaching, sales, marketing, and other fields. It also emphasizes the power of side hustles and multiple income streams.
This resonates with me. In fact, the book advocates for having 3 sources of income for financial freedom. What are they?
Work, investment, and passive income. The book gives compelling examples of people who built these diverse income streams, leading to fulfilling and financially secure lives.
It's not just about being rich, but about having options and the freedom to pursue your passions without financial constraints.
Precisely. It's about creating financial stability and flexibility to live life on your own terms.
This concept of multiple income streams is so empowering. It really reframes the idea of financial security. But let's talk about those limiting beliefs again. The book addresses how these beliefs can hold us back, right?
Absolutely. It encourages readers to recognize and challenge their limiting beliefs about money and wealth.
We all have them to some extent. Does the book offer any advice on how to overcome these limitations?
It tells a story about an individual resistant to change who clung to old ideas about money. However, when exposed to new information and strategies, they reluctantly tried them, leading to significant financial growth.
So it's about being open to new ideas and willing to step outside of your comfort zone.
Exactly. Breaking free from self-imposed limitations can unlock incredible potential.
It's not just about techniques and strategies. It's about adopting a growth mindset.
That's the book's key message, empowering yourself to believe that financial success is possible.
That's a message everyone can benefit from. Now, we've been talking around it, but let's go back to that 6,000 yuan concept. What's the significance of that specific amount?
It's presented as a starting point, not a magic number. The book uses it to demonstrate that even a seemingly small sum, if managed wisely, can be the seed of something much larger.
So it's more about the principle of starting somewhere and making smart choices with what you have.
Exactly. It's about consistency, leveraging opportunities, and having the right mindset.
The book also emphasizes that the destiny of wealth isn't just about accumulating money, but about living a fulfilling life. What does that mean in practice?
It's about having enough, not just financially, but also in terms of time, freedom, and happiness. It's about achieving balance.
And the stories in the book illustrate that, right?
They're not just about becoming millionaires overnight, but about finding financial stability to pursue passions, give back to communities, and live lives rich in experience.
Financial success as a means to a richer life, not just a bigger bank account. What other specific frameworks or advice does the book offer for achieving this kind of holistic financial success?
It advocates for diversifying income sources and building passive income streams, which ties back to the M-shaped society concept. By creating multiple income streams, you're essentially creating your own upward trajectory, regardless of the broader economic climate.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about taking control of your own financial destiny, not just riding the waves of the economy. So diversifying income is one key takeaway.
Yeah.
What other strategies does the book advocate for?
It emphasizes the importance of financial literacy, educating yourself about personal finance, investing, and wealth management.
Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to money. I bet that can feel intimidating for people who aren't already financially savvy. Does the book offer any guidance for beginners?
It breaks down complex concepts into easy-to-understand language and provides practical tips and actionable steps. It encourages a proactive approach to learning, even if you're starting from scratch.
That's encouraging. It's never too late to start learning. Does the book offer any specific resources or tools for improving financial literacy?
It recommends books, websites, and even courses that cater to various levels of understanding. It stresses that becoming financially literate is an ongoing journey, not a destination.
So it's about continually expanding your knowledge and adapting to the ever-changing financial landscape. Along with financial literacy, what other key principles does the book highlight?
It underscores the significance of a long-term perspective. It advises against seeking quick riches and instead focuses on building sustainable wealth over time.
Again, that theme of patience and consistency. It seems like a lot of financial advice these days is geared towards instant gratification, so this emphasis on the long game is refreshing.
The book cautions against get-rich-quick schemes, highlighting that real wealth is built through disciplined saving, investing, and careful financial planning.
So it's about creating a solid foundation for lasting financial security, not chasing fleeting trends or risky ventures. What's the ultimate goal of all this, according to the book? Yeah.
Achieving true financial freedom, liberating yourself from financial worries, and gaining the ability to live life on your own terms.
That sounds amazing.
Hmm.
But what does financial freedom actually look like in practice?
It's about reaching a state of financial independence, where you're not limited by finances, having the resources and flexibility to pursue your dreams and aspirations without constantly worrying about money.
It's about having choices and the ability to design a life that aligns with your values and goals. That's a powerful message.
Absolutely. The book really drives home the point that financial freedom is within reach, regardless of your starting point. It's about making conscious choices, adopting a proactive mindset, and taking consistent action towards your financial goals.
So it's not about luck or privilege,
Yeah.
but about taking control of your own financial destiny. The book also encourages readers to use their financial success for good.
Yes. It concludes with a reminder that wealth isn't just about personal gain. It encourages readers to use their financial success to give back to their communities and support causes they care about.
That's a beautiful idea. It completes the picture of holistic financial success, not just about accumulating wealth, but about using it to make a positive impact on the world.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that financial well-being is intertwined with social responsibility, and that true success encompasses both personal and collective well-being.
Now, throughout the book, there's this recurring theme of identifying the right path, specifically navigating the M-shaped society and making sure you're on an upward trajectory. I remember you mentioned that the book breaks down the M into 5 distinct classes. Can you explain those for me?
Of course. The book uses these classes to illustrate the different stages of financial well-being and to provide a framework for understanding where you stand and where you can potentially go.
That's helpful. So let's start with the first class. Who are they and what are their characteristics?
The first class represents those at the very bottom of the M. They are focused on survival. Their primary concern is simply making ends meet. They often lack financial stability and live paycheck to paycheck, vulnerable to any unexpected expense or financial setback.
It sounds incredibly stressful and precarious. What about the second class? How do they differ from the first?
The second class is a step up from the first, but still faces significant financial challenges. While they might have slightly more stability, they're still living paycheck to paycheck with little to no savings. Any unforeseen event can quickly throw them into financial turmoil.
So while they are not in immediate survival mode,
Yeah.
they still lack a safety net and face constant financial pressure. What about the third class? Where do they fall on the spectrum?
The third class represents a turning point. They've begun taking steps towards financial security. They are starting to build some savings and might even be dipping their toes into investing, but they're still heavily reliant on their jobs for income.
So they're moving in the right direction, but haven't quite achieved financial independence. What characterizes the fourth class?
The fourth class is where we see people making significant strides toward financial freedom. They have diversified their income streams, are actively building assets, and are well on their way to achieving financial independence.
They seem to be actively implementing the principles the book advocates for. What about the final class, the fifth class at the top of the M?
The fifth class represents the pinnacle of financial success. These are the truly wealthy and financially independent. They have built systems that generate income passively, providing them with the options and freedom to pursue their passions and make a real impact. They are no longer bound by financial limitations.
This sounds like the ultimate goal, to have the freedom to design your life without financial constraints. But how does someone move up within this M? What advice does the book offer for transitioning from, say, the second class to the fourth, or even to the fifth?
The book emphasizes that it all begins with a shift in mindset. You have to truly believe that financial success is achievable for you and be willing to shed those limiting beliefs like, I can't afford it. It's about recognizing your potential and taking ownership of your financial future.
So it's not just about learning specific strategies, but about cultivating a belief in yourself and your ability to achieve financial success. But what about concrete steps? How do you translate that belief into action?
The book stresses the importance of taking action. Set clear and achievable financial goals. Create a budget that aligns with your goals. And explore smart investment strategies that fit your risk tolerance and financial situation.
It sounds like a combination of planning, action, and a willingness to learn and adapt. Does the book dive into any specific budgeting or investment strategies?
It covers a range of approaches. from basic budgeting techniques to more advanced investment concepts. It emphasizes finding what works best for your individual circumstances and risk tolerance. Remember, the book is about empowering you to make informed financial decisions.
So not a one-size-fits-all approach, but more about providing a toolkit of strategies that readers can adapt to their own needs.
Exactly. It encourages you to become an active participant in your financial journey,
Right.
not just a passive observer.
That brings us back to the idea that you are in the driver's seat when it comes to your financial future. It's not about luck or circumstance, but about making conscious choices that move you towards your goals.
Precisely. The book constantly reinforces the message that financial success is a choice, not a matter of chance.
And a crucial part of that choice is taking action. It's not enough to simply wish for financial success. You have to take concrete steps to make it happen.
Absolutely. The book provides a wealth of practical advice on how to translate that desire for financial success into tangible results. It dives into specific investment strategies, explores ways to identify and capitalize on lucrative opportunities, and even discusses how to leverage your existing skills to create new income sources.
So it's a comprehensive guide to not just thinking about financial success,
Yeah.
but actually achieving it. I particularly like the idea of leveraging existing skills. Can you give an example of what that might look like in practice?
Sure. Let's say you're a teacher who's passionate about a particular subject. The book might suggest exploring ways to monetize that passion by creating online courses, tutoring students, or even writing and publishing educational materials.
That's a great example. It's about identifying those hidden talents and passions and finding creative ways to turn them into income-generating opportunities. It seems like the book really encourages a holistic view of financial success, one that integrates your personal interests and strengths.
You hit the nail on the head. It's not just about chasing money for its own sake, but about creating a life where your financial well-being supports and enhances your overall happiness and fulfillment.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive into the destiny of wealth, what is the one key takeaway you want our listener to walk away with?
Remember this, financial success is a choice, not a matter of luck. It's about cultivating the right mindset, continuously educating yourself, and taking consistent action towards your goals. No matter where you are on your financial journey, you can make choices today that will lead you toward a brighter, more secure future.
What seemingly small opportunity or skill in your life right now could be the key to unlocking financial success? That, if approached with the right mindset and strategies. I know I'm going to be thinking about that. Thanks for this insightful deep dive. We'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration.